they say, is the last word of a fool. This is a story of how a young, beautiful girl ended up with a head. Yes, a head. So sit back and watch my beautiful story. Don't forget to subscribe. Long time ago, in the wide and blessed land of Umu Kenye, Umu Kenye land was rich in a way that made other villages jealous. Yams grew long like ancestral staffs. Cassava fat like newborn babies. Rice fields stretched until they kissed the sky. People used to say, Chineke bu onye Umu Kenye. God has chosen these ones, and honestly, nobody argued. In the midst of this abundance lived Achalugo. That name alone sounded like beads rolling on smooth skin, and the girl lived up to it. Her beauty was the kind that made people stop mid-step. When she walked along the village path, her hips had a rhythm that seemed to command the breeze. Her skin was fair and golden, the type that made elders shake their heads and mutter, Naa, Chineke wenwayo kegi. At first, Achalugo was sweet, playful, warm like morning sun. But beauty, when praised too much, sometimes turns into a crown too heavy for the head carrying it. As she grew older and the compliments multiplied, something shifted. She started staring at herself in her mother's small round mirror, touching her cheeks, admiring her reflection. One day, she said out loud, "Any man that wants to marry me must be very rich. I cannot suffer with anybody." Another day, she whispered to her mirror, "With this my beauty, I will marry the richest man on earth. Let them say whatever they want." And just like that, pride planted its roots. Suitors began to come. The first was Dinta, the hunter whose name made even stubborn animals behave. People said if Dinta entered the forest itself would bow. He never returned home without an animal big enough to make the village talk for days. He came to ask for Achalugo's hand. She looked at him from head to toe and said, "I cannot live my life eating from hand to mouth." And just like that, she dismissed the greatest hunter in Umu Kenye. Then came Diji, the yam king of the village. His harvest days were like festivals. Children, old women, young men, everybody gathered to admire his mighty tubers. He made money, plenty money. Even neighboring villages waited eagerly for his harvest so they could buy from him. Diji brought giant yams to Achalugo's compound as bride price gifts. She laughed. Not small laugh, the type that stings. "So I will be eating yam every day? Is it yam that will build a life for me?" she scoffed. Diji quietly carried his gifts and left. More suitors came. Cassava sellers, rice merchants, cloth makers, palm wine tappers, carvers, drummers, fishermen. She rejected each one as if they were beneath her feet. Then one day, a stranger stepped into Umu Kenye. His name was Obum. Nobody knew him. Nobody recognized the family name. But he arrived shining like wealth itself. Clean clothes, smooth movements, jewels that caught the sun. His eyes carried a certain arrogance that made villagers whisper. But Achalugo, her heart jumped like a fish tossed into a basket. Before anyone could ask questions, before a proper family inquiry could happen, Obum went straight to her home and asked for her hand. She said yes immediately, as if she'd been waiting for him her whole life. Her mother knelt before her, tears in her eyes. "Noamai, slow down. You don't know this man. Where are his people? Where is his village?" Achalugo waved her away. "Mama, this is the kind of man I want. Let me enjoy my life." 3 market days later, they were married. Just like that. When it was time to go to his home, Achalugo expected grand things. Horses, guards, bags of wealth, a convoy even. Instead, they started walking, and walking, and walking. "Obum, where are the horses?" she asked. "They will meet us. We're close," he said calmly. But close became far. Far became endless. When she grew tired and tried to turn back, he said something that chilled her spine. "You are my wife now. You cannot go anywhere." The way he laughed, it wasn't the laugh of a normal man. Still, they walked. After many days, they arrived at a strange village. It was small. Too small. Silent like a graveyard. No voices, no people, just pieces. A pair of legs walked by. She screamed, "Obum, what is that?" "That one? He is one of our villagers," he said, like he was talking about goats. "Just legs?" she whispered, shaking. "You have not seen anything," he said, smiling. Then he left her standing there. A few minutes later, he returned, but something was wrong, terribly wrong. His hand fell off. He picked it up and walked away with the other one, dangling. He went to a hut and returned the left hand. Another hut, he returned the right hand. Then he returned a pair of arms, then legs, then torso. Piece by piece, he gave back the parts of the body he had borrowed to come for her. Achalugo watched in horror as her wealthy groom reduced and reduced until only a head remained. Just a head, grinning, breathing, blinking. It rolled forward slightly and said, "Nanyama, this is me. This is who I am. I borrowed those body parts to come for you." Another head rolled by humming a strange song. "That one is my brother," Obum added. Achalugo staggered backward, tears streaming. She clung to a tree like her soul wanted to escape through her fingernails. "What have I done?" she cried. "Chineke, who will save me? Who sent me into this kind of trouble?" No answer. Only the sound of disembodied feet shuffling in the distance, and the slow realization that beauty without sense had finally carried her farther than she could return.